going? Jackadunga here, and I'm here today for the latest CWL Rising matchup for VM against Clash United, and as you can see, 86 to 85, an absolutely fabulous score for the VM guys, and this was a war of fine margins. As you can see, 86 to 85, but as you can see here, we're going to go in, and it did come down to this final attack from Skills, getting the 2-star here on that final minute, really putting them ahead here. If it wasn't for that start, they would have lost on percentage on the total destruction, so really nicely done to Skills. And I'd like to congratulate Tweaks and Crypt for war generaling this war, really nicely done by them, making sure that they did get on the front foot and beat Clash United here. As you can see, the 11v10 game was superb, and as you can see, it was nearly 6 for 6 apart from this 99%. And actually for Clash United as well, they did nearly go for 6 for 6 apart from that 99% as well. But we're going to start off with the 10v10s. I'm not going to cover number 7, which Wong did, because that will be on the Maxwell video, which he does that CWL Rising recap every week. But we will go on to the second 10v10, which is going to be from Skills. And as you can see, he got a 10v10 and that nice 2-star at the end to make sure that he did put his clan up on top. As you can see, we're going to start off with this Queen Walk miner, which we're seeing rising in popularity very much since the sort of dark looters started putting up videos on them. But we're going to start off here with the bowlers, making a nice funnel for Skills to hopefully get his troops into this core. Queen's going to start down on this southwestern corner. Queen going to fire at this dark elixir storage, going to make sure she works through this mortar. Baby Dragon here helping create a nice funnel as well. King going to go down here and help increase the funnel a bit more. These wizards are going to do a nice job of trimming this wizard tower and arch tower segment here. Actually, the wizards are actually going to help with the funnel a bit as well. King going to make his way up this northwestern part of the base. And the Queen is slowly heading towards that hero compartment there, as the Baby Dragon picks off that final trash building to make sure that that Queen is going towards the hero compartment, really. Hog's going to, well, it's going to try and lure that clan castle, but unfortunately it's not going to go. But the wall breaker is going to break the Queen into this compartment here. Minions slowly coming out of the clan castle, Queen having to use her ability here. But the minions and the witch will be taken out shortly, with that enemy Queen also close to being killed as the Queen edges slowly towards the core. Teslas pop up here quite nicely, so Skills would know probably where the Teslas were, being I'm guessing there were a few scouts. Nines did really well this war. I forgot to mention that Nines are clearing early, and we had plenty of scouts really for the 10s. So Skills did have that helping hands there, as he does start off with his minor segment of the raid, going to do that nice spread as we always talk about with these minor raids, creating those nice lanes, making sure those miners are taking out all the defenses as they go. But it's really not going to be a problem for these miners. Teslas aren't going to do much, especially under these 2 heals which Skills still does have remaining, really going to help out here. And that Inferno is eventually going to be taken out by the Queen here, as she makes her way towards the hero pads as such. Miners, still loads of them left alive, and still got a heal spell in hand. He's actually going to drop it here next to this Tesla because of that bomb popping off there. Doesn't want those final miners to die and help with this cleanup portion. But as you can see here, this is going to be a 3-star due to him having so many miners left on the board, and that Queen still being healed up by those healers. So really nicely done from Skills to start us off here on the recap. Now we're going to go on to the 9v9s, and we're going to start off with number 17, and it's going to be Niles here, going in with this mass hog. Love seeing these mass hogs, especially this sort of these sort of bases with those heroes and clan castle in this corner. Really, it does take quite a lot of skill to make sure that that Queen doesn't die. You really have to be careful with your placement here, as the King does go down, taking out the clan castle, as well as this Queen who's firing at the King. But as you can see, the wizards have done a nice job of backing up the heroes to make sure that all of the heroes and the clan castle do go down. He's going to start off with this giant here to tank for his initial hogs, and he's going to Asian wall this first part, making sure that the hogs are healed up to go through this wizard tower segment. Another giant down. I really like this sort of the way that the giants are placed down to tank, because they really do a lot to make sure that those hogs do stay up. Nicely here, the hogs are packing up, but the heals are making sure that those hogs do stay alive with the clan castle hogs. He's going to trigger, in fact, that double bomb, but it's not going to be a problem really, due to not many hogs wandering over in that sort of direction. That giant doing a nice bit of tanking for that Tesla farm. Another heal placed down, very nice indeed, making sure that those final bits of hogs do chomp through these final defences. But as you can see here, this is going to be a triple due to the fact that I think he has triggered, he's definitely triggered all of those giant bombs, and he's got plenty of cleanup troops, that queen making sure that she's picking up all those trash buildings, and he's got those minions in the bag. So really nicely done to Niles to start off the 9v9s. Very, very nicely done here. Now we're going to go on to the next 9v9, and it's going to be number 18 here, who I believe is Kevin. And Kevin did get the 6-pack this war, I hasten to add. And he's going to actually take this queen charge at a slightly different angle. He's not going to come from this south part of the base, which you would suspect. He is going to lure the clan castle though, making sure that the queen is going to pick these clan castle troops up early. The queen's actually going to start off in the north, and the queen is going to do an absolutely lovely charge. She's going to make it all the way to enemy queen, in fact, as he starts off on this nice queen walk. The baby dragon is going to be placed, and the baby dragon is going to do a really nice job of making sure the queen does go in a clockwise motion. Baby dragon is actually a very nice deployment due to the fact that the trash buildings are quite far away from the walls. Queen's going to continue her charge, and here comes the earthquake spells, making that nice path for the queen to the core. King is shortly going to go down on this eastern corner to funnel the queen into the core. Yep, there he goes with a few backup wizards here. King going to bang on these collectors as the queen goes towards her first air defense to make sure that this Lalo portion is as easy as possible for Kevin here. King taking out all of these trash buildings, going to go towards the storage. Whis is going to back towards this cannon, which is actually quite helpful, making sure the queen doesn't have much of a job to do. And a Whis is actually going to help out here, taking out this wizard tower. Unfortunately, he does die. But as you can see, queen making her way straight towards enemy queen, so she will go down shortly. Unfortunately, the queen is actually going to go towards hero king, our king, in fact, which does make it a bit more difficult for these balloons to chomp through these final air defenses, really, as the queen does aim towards balloons. But as you can see, queen still doing a nice job. She's going to back off here and take out these Teslas, which is actually quite helpful as well, as the balloons run away from that queen, who is causing a little bit of havoc here in this south portion. But eventually the queen will back off as this balloon does go down on the troll Tesla, and these final balloons head towards air defense. But as you can see, queen nicely locked onto the lava hound, and these pups are actually going to pick her off here, and she's eventually going to go down. There she goes, and that's the last defense down. And with that, Kevin has got the triple, got those 2 balloons in hand to make sure that he cleans up all the remaining trash buildings, but it is going to be a triple. Very, very nicely done to Kevin here. And as Barb King does eventually go down, I'm going to say this microphone is really, really helpful. I can now record these live, which is very, very good, making it easier for me, as well as hopefully improving your enjoyment here as we do go on to number 27. It's going to be Huckleberry here, and Huckleberry is going to go with another mass hog. It's going to start off with the golem in this south part towards this mortar. 3 wizards here going to help for the funnel, and as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, I do like this sort of these sorts of bases with the king, queen, and those that clan castle being lured early. It just makes it easier for the attacker to really mass anything this base. You can mass Lalo it, or you can eventually mass hog it, as the attacker decides to do here. Going to eventually start off with the hogs. Got 26 hogs this time, not as many giants, well, not any giants at all here. Which you don't obviously need those giants. My giants can prove to be a little bit helpful, but he's going to start off shortly with this hog portion, with the 4 heals in hand. I'm going to start off with the clan castle hogs, in fact, making sure that they take out these cannons. Going to go straight towards this wizard tower compartment. The queen and king have done a nice job of pathing these hogs straight towards wizard compartments, and he's got those heals, going to do a nice job of making sure these hogs do stay alive as possible. Spring Trap is going to cause a bit of a rip for these some of these clan castle hogs, but as they go towards this second wizard tower, the other pack of hogs is going to be deployed on the cannons closest to the northwest corner. That double giant bomb is going to go off, but heal spell is ready, and as the hogs make their way towards this final bit of the base, the Tesla farm in fact, he's got that last heal to make sure that these final hogs are going to stay alive. And this is going to be a very nice attack by Huckleberry as the king makes his way north anti-clockwise, and the hogs take out this final expo. With those 5, oh, there we go, we're going to see a bit of bacon. I was going to leave that for a bit of surprise. I do love seeing a bit of bacon and still pulling off the 3-star. Huckleberry here got that wizard to make sure that the gold storage is taken out, but very, very nice 3-star here, despite Bacon Makers taking out that final pack of hogs. Very nicely done to Huckleberry. And now we are going to go on to the Town Hall 9 attack of the week, and it may be a little bit of a surprise to you if you were in this war, but don't spoil it as we do go on to this bitch attack. Actually, it's not going to be a bitch attack, it's going to be a sort of adjustment of the witch attack. No healers here, it's going to be a nice spread of the witches taking out these peripheral buildings. Going to make sure that some of these witches do go out along the outside, but the witches are actually going to join in on the kill squad, which you don't usually see with this sort of Town Hall 9 mass witch attack. But the heroes are going to start off going straight towards that core, and you may have spotted what he has forgotten, which eventually will be revealed as the heroes do make their way towards Clan Castle, luring these goblins, witch and baby dragon combo. Unfortunately, going to spread a little, which is going to try and attack this king, and the hero queen is actually going to target on the baby dragon. She is going to make her way, clearing these Teslas and eventually this expo, and the king is eventually going to clear the witch. But as you can see, the poor bowlers are going to miss that jump. The jump is just run out in time. He finally remembers, but the bowlers are going to get a bit confused here. They're going to decide what to do soon, but as you can see, this is such a nice attack that the witches, wizards are really helping these heroes, making sure they take out all these buildings, and due to the OP-ness of the witches, they're really going to take out a chunk of this base, and the bowlers aren't going to really be needed here, as they do try and join up with the heroes, but they're not going to be successful. With only one archer tower left, it is going to be a triple, very nicely done from ODS, despite the bowler fail. And that is going to mark the end of the video. If you did enjoy, and I hope you did, being as this was such a great war, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more similar content, as the War Whales war will come out shortly, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.